Look at that. What a beautiful way to start the shop. With the little himicals. Come here, himicals, get under there. Go on. Hurry up. Get your ass in there. There we go. That's what he wanted to do. Right, well, it's a good sign I'm making videos again. At least I kind of like, I want to talk, I suppose. Which is nice. But what were my thinkoids? I did think actually with that in my last video when I said about the weeping and gnashing of teeth. And I actually thought that through and I was like, do you know what? That's cartoon crying. And those actual sentences are in the Bible. If you think about it, when people are gnashing their teeth, that is cartoon crying. That's what God threatens you with. The lovely person that he is. And then that got me thinking about baptism. It's like, you really have got a thing about immersing human bodies in water, haven't you, God? You really have, mate. You might want to get that looked at. Well, you are the star of the show, Giz. You can just stay there, because I bet loads of people are just looking at you. And how friendly you are. How happy you are. He's wet, is what this is. He wants me to, I'm a towel right now. He's been outside and he's just cracked. Come back in. He's cracked in. But yeah, I was also having a bit of a thinkoid about, I watched a YouTube video and it was about narcissists. It said about their weaknesses. It's like, it didn't really show you what to do. It didn't tell you how to exploit those weaknesses. Then it said, like, level the playing field. But well, it didn't. It just basically gave a load of sort of sympathy to them and talked about, you know, their extreme tempers. Like, they're often very, very paranoid, and you know they hold this hugely grandiose view of themselves, unless they're the victim type. But there's a massive, massive disgust about themselves. It's like, that tells you how you can make them angry. But even when you make them angry, when they're already very much in control of the situation, that just makes it worse. It didn't really tell you much. But it underlined for me that it's like how wrong we are with how we treat fucking bullies. Because what she was describing of what they were going through sort of internally was exactly the fucking same as me. Pretty fucking much. I said years ago, that I think narcissists are actually dark empaths. And that's why they treat empaths like shit, because that's why they can find them and gravitate towards them. And they think, because they're so grandiose, they think, yeah, I'll hurt the fuck out of you and that'll make you like me or make you hard. I do think there's a very conscious element to a lot of narcissism. There really fucking is. And it just made me think, well, yeah, it's like, what did I do with what I did? Well, I got fucking tortured by it, but I've always been looking at it. Always, for fucking years. When was it? 2004 I went into rehab. But I'd had counselling. I was having hypnotherapy in 2002. I was having community counselling and fucking something else in about 2000 or 99. I don't fucking know. I don't really know. But sort of the late 90s, early 2000s, I don't really know what happened. For a lot of it. I wasn't really there for much of it. For basically my 20s. I wasn't really present. Soppy, he's getting all soppy now. But yeah, man, it's like, so it's not subconscious with narcissists. It's not. It's deliberately pushed down into denial and acted out upon. And those are the people for whom it is their fault. Those are the people who have attracted it. Those are the people who fucking deserved it. Because they didn't do anything with it. And they could have done. And it will always be, if you ever do unwrap a fucking narcissist, it's always the first place they go to justify it all. Because it is entirely self-righteous in their head. The way they fucking treat people is entirely self-righteous. Because of how hurt they are. And it's weird, you know, it is very much a spectrum as well. Like, are you a narcissist? I fucking am. I've had it computerifically proven as well. And I made a video about it, which is how I know I'm not a narcissist, because a narcissist would scoff at the very fucking concept that they could be considered a narcissist. Oh, for heaven's sake, they're so fucking humble. Oh my God, they would talk about all of the things that everyone knows about them while there was nobody there. They talk about how they're perceived a lot. They're good at that. They've got loads of words for that, which proves that they're not a narcissist. But we all are, and it's another reason I've been staying deliberately single in a lot of ways. How can I not end up as a toxic little fuckbag? How can I not? How can I not form attachments when I'm this fucking hurt? When I'm carrying this much shit around me, how can I not turn into a manipulative fuckbag with it? Even with my self-awareness and working through it, even if someone was working through it with me, it would end up being manipulative. I'd end up saying the phrase, you of all people. I would. I'd become a fucking... That's what people do, isn't it? That's what people do. The amount of relationships I've had that have formed over a mutual bond, over being bullied by the opposite sex. And within a few weeks, she's doing the exact same fucking things. And saying the exact same fucking things. And being the exact same fucking thing. Because she's been fucking hurt. And it's I don't know, we just all automatically do it, don't we? But it's damaging. That's the thing. We can look at it in principle and talk about the rights and wrongs of it and whether or not it was subconscious. It's like, the fact is, if you've been exposed to it for prolonged periods of time, you come out of it extremely and utterly fucking unsure of yourself and your own reality and very fucking damaged. Very fucking damaged. You become hilarious, such as I. And look at him. He probably looks like a little human at the moment. Look, he's probably chilling. He's literally lunched out like I am. He's got like his shoulder right against the thing. He's got his paw on my hand. And he's just up against the pillow. He's like, alright. Yeah, I'm just kicking back with me dad. He's lovely. Anyway. Fucking lifesaver. He really is my little therapist sometimes. He's just this affectionate, always. He's always this affectionate. He always just wants to cuddle. Isn't he? But yeah, narcissists are in a lot of pain. But it doesn't fucking... And she does mention on the video, she says, no, does it make what they did right? No, but... And then it's sort of moving on with sort of understanding them. It's still baffling me, this whole thing, about how understanding why they did what they did is always linked directly to the disappearance of the pain that it caused. And that's the only way that can be ever achieved. And it's really simple. And you just have to say it. Because my fucking God, don't you rely on that process. Just love and forgive the other person. Think what they might have been through. And you understand that. But then they start guilt tripping you. You understand what they've been through because you're going through it. How can't you send love to them? It's like, You know? With suicide, right? People... Or with high drama stuff, when people post high drama stuff on Facebook, just the short, like one line, oh, I've had enough, and then no one replies. I always feel sorry for people like that because I know how they're feeling when they write it, and I think a lot of us do. But then we're reluctant to do it because why? Because we just imagine that we're going to be stuck with some Klingon all night who's crying, and so we don't go. That's probably the real reason, isn't it? But... Oh, what was I going to say? That was all relevant to something else. I hope I haven't just fucking... I've had a brain hoover. Hang on. When someone's despairing, they're hurting. No. That was linked to something else, though. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's really annoying. That is really fucking annoying. Is it about doing their thinking for them? Probably. About putting them in a fucking bracket because of it. Oh, for fuck's sake, that's really fucking pissed me off. I'm not going to shout because he's here. That's another reason why he helps. Because if I shout, he starts to go like that. I'm like, oh, sorry. It keeps me calm. I have to be calm for his sake. Because he doesn't like loud noises. He doesn't like shouty daddy, do you? Oh my God, that's really fucked me off. I'm going to have to watch this video back because I need to get that fucking point back together again. I don't know what it was, but it's going to bug the shit out of me, so I'm going to have to go and do that now.